With its distinctive swimming pools in the upper deck, there's a look inside Everbank Stadium here in Duval County, Florida. Two teams just about a 3.5-hour drive from each other on Florida's I-75. The Jags and Bucks are underway. And that's not going to be returned, as so many kicking teams elect to do. This is past the landing zone, and we'll start at the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run it. Here's the rookie from Oregon. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Just like that, it's a gain of 12 and a first down on their first play. Big article in the paper this morning talking about how they wanted to get chunk plays in the run game. Well, early on, there's a good one.
There is, and for guys on defense, they've got to remember the old adage. You've got to meet force with force, and if you don't, you get run over, as they did on that last play.
Mayfield looks to throw. Escaping the pressure right. That's complete. It's Chris Godwin. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. Baker going to give it to Irving. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Mayfield. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
I don't think either one of us is surprised about who they just targeted on that one. I mean, they're going to try and get to him as much as possible. Off to a nice start, but unable to haul that one in.
Yeah, already looked his way a couple of times on this opening drive. Can't connect there. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Brought down by Trayvon Walker on the pass rush.
In every game we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
Well, that opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
First carry for the Clemson man, Travis Etienne. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey.
Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. And a return across midfield into the 46-yard line. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. So no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Here's Mayfield. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Bucs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football as they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up. Throwing, Mayfield. Over the middle, he finds Godwin, complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
And again, it's Mayfield. Flush to his right. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
A run up the middle with Irving. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead, look at a little more of a scat back type, and he's trying to make it happen.
Yeah, they went with the elusive, slippery guy. Couldn't get in there, though. Yeah, he'll work free from 1 tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
Always important as a defender on 3rd down to keep the play in front of you and make sure you don't give up enough space that they can make a move on you in the open field. Try as he might, he wasn't able to get to the 1st down marker. Excellent defense, good tackling.
And this one is right through, and the Bucs take a 3-0 lead. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Over the middle, he's got his tight end, Ingram. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down.
They're going to empty the backfield here, so you know this ball's likely to come out quick. They let the 4 outside receivers run deeper routes, and then let the tight end just make a beeline across the formation. He's able to make the catch and turn it into good yardage and a 1st down.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. 2nd and 10. Here's Lawrence to throw. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
Lawrence will throw. That is caught. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 27-yard line. That's good for 28 yards. Lawrence going to throw again. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And the Bucs are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. 2nd straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 17 yards on the play and a Buccaneer first down. To throw, Mayfield. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Well, you think he loved the protection he had there all kinds of time.
And you're so right. How could you not love that? Great protection. The big guys up front really locked in on it. No one gets near the quarterback. He's got all the time in the world to survey the field and deliver for a first down.
And the big boys up front, a big reason why they're also winning, too. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Eluding the pressure right. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. The Bucs forced to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number one. Second down and 4. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
On that snap, he's the hero of his defense up to the play he just made. A one-possession game, and his hit kept it exactly that.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Mayfield to throw it. Steps away to his left. And he will not throw it away. He goes out of bounds, well shy of the line of scrimmage, so that's a sack. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. And his kick here is good, and that will do it for this first half. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Jaguars with work to do. They trail here as we are back underway on EA Sports. And no return forthcoming. It'll be a touchback. And the third quarter will start from the 30. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And maybe time for this offense to really hit the reset button. They were shut out in the first half, but still, they're right in this game.
They certainly are. What I like about it is that you actually continue to play. You know, you just find a way to make a few plays yourself, and you noted it. Right there on the border in this game, they're not that far off. Just got to find a play or two, and they could be very happy at that point.
Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
Hey, Lion!
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. Oh, that's the 3rd interception for Lawrence. Picked by Antoine Winfield Jr. And the Buccaneers
It's the NFL on EA Sports, where we'll see two of the NFL's oldest and most storied franchises. It's the Chicago Bears and the Philadelphia Eagles. All that and more coming up next.
Philadelphia is known for having some very vocal fans, and nearly 70,000 of them are letting their voices be heard already. Welcome inside Lincoln Financial Field. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scott, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as a default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Cairo Santos out for the opening kick. And we're underway from Philadelphia. On the return, Britton Covey. Coverage team gets him down to the 26-yard line. So here come the Eagles for their opening drive. They're led out by an incredible score through the air and on the ground. He was picked 53rd back in 2020. It's Jalen Hurts.
Kate, it's not often that we talk about quarterbacks having a nose for the end zone in football. It's usually reserved for the running backs. But Jalen Hurts has changed that conversation. He has so much power, so much strength. You get him into the short yardage situations or around the goal line, he finds a way to get in. But it's not just there. He's got a deep ball that's the envy of many. He's elevated his teammates around him. And he's got a skill set that I know a lot of quarterbacks would sure love to have. Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Escapes the pocket. He's stepping up and takes off with this one. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. Give him 13 on that play. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
First down throwing for Hurts. This one snagged by Dallas Goedert. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. That's 16 on the pickup. And that's a Philadelphia first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Ball on the 45, first and 10. They run it with Saquon Barkley. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up second and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker, it's second and 5. They'll motion him out of the backfield. From the pistol, Hurts. Has him on the quick hitter. Just a couple of yards here as he heads for the sideline.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
3rd and 4 coming up now. Hurts now from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Great opening drive continues. 1st and 10 at the 33. Barkley on the shotgun handoff. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Shotgun snap for Hurts. That's caught by A.J. Brown. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Tyreek Stevenson getting up to track that one down. Third and just 2 to go. Hurts. That's complete. Here's Brown. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down, and nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Running right, it's Barkley. And they'll stop him after a short gain to the 13. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Now Hurts. Escapes out to the left. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
He made something out of that play for them. Everyone's so concerned with defending the pass, they didn't quite keep tabs on what he was doing as a QB, and it gave him just enough room to run.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Hurts looking to throw. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Philadelphia! The Eagles finish up an excellent opening series. It's a Devontae Smith touchdown. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone while getting your offense established in its top gear right here early on.
Now Jake Elliott on to attempt the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Eagles will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. He stopped on the return at the 27. So out come the Bears, ready for their first possession. And they're brought out by a player with immense expectations and promise in the league. He was picked 1st overall in 2024 out of USC, Caleb Williams.
Caleb was one of the most hyped prospects ever out of college football, and I'm not speaking out of turn or any hyperbole there. It's why he was the #1 pick. And you put on his highlight reel, Kate, you could put that highlight reel against anybody the last 50 years. The way that he creates and extends plays, the ways that he can run and still sling it totally off platform and off balance all over the field. He also does it with a flair and eccentricity that is unique and really not common coming into the league as well. A superstar in the making.
And he evades any kind of trouble, but only a short gain to show for it after sliding down.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield, get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Availability, one of the most important abilities for any quarterback.
It's taken in by Rome Odunze. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's good for a Bears first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Now here's DeAndre Swift on the ground. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Zach Bond with the tackle. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Off the play fake, Williams. Finds his running back, DeAndre Swift. And he reaches midfield and starts driving into Eagles territory.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
3rd down, here's Williams. He's on the move. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the first down.
So it'll be another 1st and 10 for him, Brock, down at the opposing 37. Williams from the gun. He finds Odunze running the slant. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. Moore's got it. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
This is the first red zone opportunity for the Bears. They've got 1st and 10 from the 20. Now here's Williams. That throw finds Komet. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal. Quick pass, right side, complete. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Swift has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2.
Well, now things get a little dicey for this offense. 1 down left before a big decision to make. Do you continue to try running it against a front that stopped you, or are you now forced to put the ball in the air?
Buckle up. It's 3rd and goal. Now try to run with Swift. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Bears finish off their opening drive. DeAndre Swift, the touchdown. No doubt about that one, Brock. They softened that defense up with that lengthy opening series, and then the front just couldn't stand up to the run as they reached the end zone.
Yeah, the numbers tell you, kind of just like baseball, you love home runs, you love explosive plays, but when you can play small ball and you can keep that defense gasping on the field, you can often run it right down their throats in the red zone.
Now Cairo Santos on to add the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bears start off well to tie things 7-7. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Returning it from the 4. And this drive will start inside the 25. Now for the second time this game, we'll get a look at the Philly offense. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Hurts setting up to throw. That pass caught by Dotson. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
2nd and 3 now. Throwing now from the gun. This finds Smith. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things, separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Backfield is empty as they motion him outright. Called in left side. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
1st down, ball at the 36. Hurts throwing again. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home with that sack.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Trying again, following the set. This one finds Goddard. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Hit made by T.J. Edwards.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Here he is on 3rd and long. He's got Smith. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I'll tell you, that is a humbling moment to see a completed 3rd down pass actually go backwards instead of towards the sticks.
Now on 4th down, on comes Braden Mann to boot this away for the Birds. And that's out. We're just waiting for the spots. They're going to say it cleared the sideline over top the 14. The Bears offense out there for their 2nd drive of the contest. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Williams. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete. Went way outside there trying to work that sideline, Brock. But by the time the ball had arrived, well, the defender had to knock that ball out.
I think you see my reaction in the booth every time
I do.
we see that throw, because I can close my eyes and remember the terror that I felt as a quarterback when you let that ball go and you're throwing it all the way to the boundary. There's some risk reward, and that time, well, there was no reward.
And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Williams. Pass caught by Adunze. And they're going to touch him down after a short pickup.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Williams on the play action. He's got him, that's Swift. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
On 3rd down, here's Swift. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Staying grounded with Swift. And they're going to bring him down after a good gain to the 40. It's a solid 70-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
From the 40 on 2nd down. That one way too far up there. They can't connect.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. A handoff left for Swift. And he'll get this down at the 33-yard line. That's good for 7 yards. And that's a Chicago 1st down.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
1st down, Williams. Komet brings it in. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Here's Swift on 2nd down. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs. That's the end of one. Both teams with a little luck finding the end zone early. Scoreboard showing 7s on each side. We'll return to the link right after this. We're back and all set for the second quarter. Bears football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Going to run again with Swift. Down to the 10. And he's finally brought down at the 9. That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a first with some room to spare.
Might be trying to power this across, Brock. They've got 3 tight ends out there. It's 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. He brings it in. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Ball at the 2 here for 2nd and goal. Williams to throw. On the move. And he'll score. Touchdown, Chicago! The Bears take a second quarter lead. Caleb Williams, the touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down, and when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
Santos connects on the point after. And the Bears break that tie and now lead by 7. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Has this at the 6. Philadelphia's offense back out for another drive. It's a touchdown ball game right now, Brock. 14-7 as they start this possession. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
2nd and 6 coming up here. They motion a receiver left. Hurts now from the gun. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete.
Hey, I know nobody's perfect, and all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Throwing here, Hurts. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
My goodness, was that some kind of speed off the edge. There's only a handful of tackles in this league that have the lateral movement to stay in front of an end like that. It may be time for this quarterback to start mixing up his cadence, his count, certainly making sure this defensive end can't get off the way that he has.
Braden Mann out once more for another punt. Fair catch made here at the 30. The Bears and DeAndre Swift set for their next drive. No return on that punt. And it's going to be Bears football. They've got first down from the 31. Here's Swift to start the drive. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Brought down on the effort by Quinyon Mitchell. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Off the play fake, Williams has the connection to Odunze. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. That's Nolan Smith there for the stop. Got to figure out this third down here. It's a design boot. Finds his target, Allen. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And that's good for a Bears first down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. One in behind center with Swift. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. That was Reed Blankenship making the stop. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Now an inside handoff to Swift. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. It's a 4-yard pickup, and they need the same now here on third down.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule. That kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
Williams to throw on third. Has his man, it's Odunze. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's a Chicago first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
First down throw by Williams. Got Everett, and it's complete.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Second down now, 7 to go. Completed here to Komet. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. They run with Swift, and he's able to manage a couple on that run.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. From the 16. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. Third down coming up.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Out of the pistol, Williams. That's caught for the first. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Carney's kick is good. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
Well, that's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Now the Eagle offense headed back out to the field. They're down 10 partway through this one. Score is 17-7. They're out and set. 1st and 10. From the pistol, Hurts. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, this is a time where offensively you got to regroup. You got to get in that huddle. You know, and quarterback is the most important leadership position. Everyone's looking at you. And as a QB, after taking a sack like that, golly, you got to flush it, instill some confidence, and move this ball forward.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Option play. They give it to Barkley. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Empty backfield now. The running back motions out left. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
And right there's the danger, Kate, when you put the ball in the air. How many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't. They call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with a sack.
Braden Mann on the punt. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Bears and Caleb Williams running out for their next drive. And at the pace he's begun the game throwing the football, Brock, he is in line for a special type of performance if they need to keep throwing it until the end. The Bears with some nice field position as they get set. 1st and 10. Williams from the gun. Finds the in route complete. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 48. Moore's got it. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the first.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Now Williams. That's going to be caught by Everett. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Josh Sweat making the stop.
Well, there's a time to be a little finessey with the football, put a little touch on it, and then there's time to put your arm into it and let it eat. Throw it right through your target's chest. This one, well, that one right there was the latter. Smart to make a fastball zing in before anyone could undercut the curl route.
Handoff running right. Here's Swift. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. Now a give to Swift. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Williams to throw on first. Able to get it to Moore. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Running with Swift out of the gun. Has a big hole left. And he's all the way down to the 10-yard line. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's good for a Bears first down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, a give to Swift. And he only gets this one down to the 9. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
That throw finds Komet. And this one does not go far.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. To throw, Williams. And he takes this in. Touchdown, Chicago. The Bears make it a 16-point ball game. DJ Moore, the touchdown. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. And he sure did.
Santos now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bears take a 3-possession lead. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Covey now to return this. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Eagles about set to go on offense. And this certainly isn't the rut they want to be in, Brock. All of their drives have been ending in punts as of late. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll go from the gun with Barkley. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
2nd and 6 coming up here. They'll empty the backfield and motion him right. 2nd and 6 now. Hits his tight end on the corner route. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. He finds 37 yards on the play to move those chains.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. On 1st down, Hurts able to find Dotson here. And he's out of bounds right at that 25-yard line. Second and 3 now. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Hits him on the out route.
Hey, Kate, you know this from covering the Seahawks, calling their preseason game. When Pete Carroll was there, if he said it once, he said it 100 times. Stay on top, stay on top, stay on top. You'll give up a short little out route like that, but just stay on top of the deep threat.
3rd and just 2 to go. Hurts throwing again. He has the first over the middle. And he'll go down here at the 16. He manages a gain of 8 there. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. Well, a tight end that moves the chains on 3rd down, that's a QB's best friend.
1st down throwing for Hurts. Taken in by Smith. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Has it down close. Touchdown, Philadelphia. So he looks to and finds the big fella, and his tight end takes it in for 6.
Such a reliable weapon down in the red zone. You know, kind of reminds me like a point guard making an entry pass to that post player. When you trust your big people around you, and when a quarterback trusts his tight end like that, it makes a difference.
Elliott on now to attempt the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Eagles cut the lead down to 10. that lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. This return starts at the 5. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Bears back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Williams will look to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And that'll bring up 2nd down. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything.
Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. Well, last play didn't work out too well. Looks like they're going ground game now. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. On 4th down, it's Torrey Taylor on for the Bears to punt this away. Back deep for the Eagles, Britton Covey. And he's calling for a fair catch, which is made at the 33-yard line. So no return on that punt. And the Eagles will take possession. This offense getting to take the field one more time in the half. Not a whole lot of time left for him to put something together here before the break. The clock reads 24 seconds now as the final drive of this half begins. 1st and 10. Here's Hurts. He's got Brown on the slant. He's got a gain of 6 there. Tyreek Stevenson getting up to track that one down. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. A play fake, now Hurts to throw. Look at the sideline, that's Goddard. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
It's Dotson on the catch. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. They're now set for 1st and 10. Hurts now from the gun. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that'll bring it back to within a score. The lead 7.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the final play of our first half. Back to throw it. He's going to loft one deep to the left. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Bears in front. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to our studios in Orlando. Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports studios. This is the Halftime Report. We watched a solid performance out of running back DeAndre Swift. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Well, if you love high-scoring games, no doubt you have been glued to your television so far. And no signs of slowing down as we begin our second half. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Chicago offense with the football first to begin quarter number 3. They've certainly had no issues scoring, but their opponents have been right there with them, so they could really use some more points on this drive. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Out of the pistol, Williams. This finds Everett complete. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. From the 34. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
I think that was a throw, Kate, that just came a little bit too late. What it did is it gave that defense time to come up and deliver a pop and knock the ball loose before he could secure it fully.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Williams. Completed here to Clement. And he'll get it up to the 44. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's a Chicago 1st down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. On the carry, it's Swift. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line.
You know you love some of my buzzwords, kid. I know you do. And this one was about willpower. He got the rock a long way from the chains and put his teammates on his back for a heck of a run and a great try at that 1st down.
Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. Off the play fake, Williams. That one's cut along the left sideline. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's good for a Bears 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
he takes this in. Touchdown, Chicago. The Bears grow the lead coming out of halftime. It's a Keenan Allen touchdown. So an absolutely beautiful throw there, finding his man in space who turns it into 6.
Yeah, they really took advantage there, Kate, of some soft coverage. You want that on that corner route. Plenty of space for that route to develop. Great execution, and it pays off with the touchdown.
Santos now for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bears double their lead to 14. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Covey now to return this. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. The Eagles and quarterback Jalen Hurts ready to go once more on offense. And he has to be happy about his game. We're checking some of the highlights right now that he's made so far. A good showing that's seen him in the zone from time to time. And also he's just seen the field well from his spot in the middle of this offense. First and 10 now from the 30. Back to throw, Hurts. He puts some power on a deep one left. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, well, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Barkley on the shotgun handoff. Has a lane past the 45. And he's going to get all the way up to the midfield stripe. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
I'll tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
They kick the running back in motion. Hurts looking to throw. Bails out of the pocket quick. He can run it. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle.
Tick, tick, tick. Tick, tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They'll send him over right. Quick touch pass to the receiver. And they bring him down around the 34. Give him 8 yards on the play. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
No, it's not a running back, but it's a receiver carrying across the marker, Kate. I'm not even calling this a trick play anymore. It's about maximizing your resources and your asset, and this receiver shows you he can be a tool as a running back.
Trying to throw here out of the gun. Escapes the pocket. Steps up, and he's running with it. And he protects himself with a slide there after a decent gain.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock. You know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. He's calling his own number again. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Out of the option, he's going to keep it going right. And he's going to get taken down near the goal line. It's a gain down to the 1. He gets him 9 on the ground. A good pickup ahead of 2nd down.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss, some really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
Hurts. And he gets in. Touchdown, Philadelphia! The Eagles start the second half with some needed points. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Elliott on now to attempt the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Eagles chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Tyler Scott now to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The visitors are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Williams from the gun. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. C.J. Gardner-Johnson there on the tackle.
And that's a pretty modest pickup for a QB keeper. On a traditional handoff, you'll take that yardage, but those QB keepers, so many times, they're really designed, Kate, for chunk plays in my double digits, and they nearly got it there.
They come to the line here. This is 3rd and 6. Working from the gun, Williams. Moore's got it. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. That one gains 7. And that's a Chicago 1st down.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. 1st down throw by Williams. Completed over the middle. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Williams on the play action. Has the connection to Odunze. And he's brought down for a loss.
I got to be honest with you, Kate. That's an occasion where a drop would have been a whole lot better than a completion. Couldn't find the way back to the line, and it's a rare pass that actually loses yardage.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Now he'll throw off the play fake. That's into the hands of Moore. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Takes the handoff, now to throw. Catch made by Allen. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
First down, here's Swift. And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
2nd and 1. Allen on the catch. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted him in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. From the red zone now. No place to go, so he just threw it away.
There was almost no resistance offered against the rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Here's Williams. He brings it in. And that will not be enough for a first down. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Sticking in the air, it's Williams. And he takes this in. Touchdown, Chicago. The Bears take a 13-point lead. It's a Keenan Allen touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. I should know this by now, Brock. I don't know if you're a Broadway guy, but there's a lot of names that belong on the playbill for this lead we've got here. But his name belongs on the marquee as he brings in his 2nd touchdown grab.
Yeah, a bunch of contributors all throughout this roster. No, not a Broadway guy. And with 2 scores now, it's what, a 2-score game?
Yep.
Easy to see he's been one of the key actors throughout.
Appreciate the honesty. Santos now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bears double their lead to 14. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Covey now to return this. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Eagles ready to set up shop on offense. Their last drive contained a heavy dose of the ground game, a little old-school dominance on the way to a touchdown, Brock. Let's see if they stick with it or if they go aerial this time around. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Hurts now from the gun. Goddard makes the catch. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there, and there's nothing this defense can do.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Barkley trying this up the gut. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. This one goes for 3 yards. And that's a Philadelphia first down.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
Going to the ground again on first. We're working a couple of yards past the line. Hit made by T.J. Edwards. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. Here's another carry for Barkley. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A gain of about 3, so a third of what they needed. 3rd and 6 coming up. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Smith pulls this one in along the sideline. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
First down, ball at the 36. Shotgun snap for Hurts. That pass complete to Goddard. And he gets him around 6 there. Hit made by T.J. Edwards.
Well, nothing very fancy about that. That's just a textbook curl route. I think they were running curl routes last century, and it's a play that works a high percentage of the time then, just like it did now.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Here's Hurts. This one finds Goddard. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the first down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. Hurts throwing again. Has it down close. It's a Philadelphia touchdown. A second touchdown through the air for him, Brock, and independent of the game situation, we both know he's going to be happy to leave the field with 2 of them in one game.
1 touchdown, you just might be right time, right place, but 2 touchdowns in a game is always about the preparation. The separations and the preparation. It's doing that work on the practice field and knowing before the game that when my number's called, I'm going to be there to deliver.
Elliott on now to attempt the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Eagles chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a 1-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Here's a return from the 7. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The visitors headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. First and 10 now from the 30. They'll start this series with an option left. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have second down and 3.
Not that he needed to, but he'll always try and remind people that he's a threat running it, in addition to slinging it all over the field.
Second and 3 now. On the give, it's Swift. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Williams to throw on third. Has his man, it's a Dunze. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
New set of downs for him from the 46. A give right side for Swift. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Now, don't think for a second they're going to slow down the tempo. Defense on their heels. And right now is the best chance to go push that envelope and get aggressive.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Staying grounded with Swift. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Zach Bond with the tackle. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be second and 5.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Here's Swift on second down. He'll drive it forward, but won't get beyond the line. Zach Bond with the tackle. No gain on the play, and it leaves them with third and 5.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
So now here's third and 5. They just get the play off. Headed out right. And he can't escape this one. They get to him for a nice exclamation point to end this third quarter. A very active quarter for us. Plenty of points in that frame as we reach the end of 3. It's Bears football to begin the 4th as they try to hang on to the lead in a close game. Chicago brings out the punting unit. And this will be his second effort of the contest. And he can't hurt you with a return if you just kick it out of bounds, right? This one flies out right around the 15-yard line. Philadelphia getting ready to go on offense. They really had the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. And we'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. They'll get this drive started. First and 10. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. Jukes out a one-stop. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice wants to find the lane upfield and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
1st and 10 now from the 30. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
You know, gains that seem a little tougher to get against the front. Gosh, this QB just makes routine. Such effortless running to pick up a handful on that designed run.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Oh, look at this. Quick touch pass to the receiver. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. Give him 2 on the run. That's going to set him up with 3rd and 4.
Tried to mix in a little wide receiver carry and catch this defense on its heels. We've seen it work time and again, and it almost got there. Without that tackle, we could have seen a big gainer. But give some credit to the defense where credit is due.
Hurts with it on 3rd and short. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
Fields this at the 19. And he gets his offense in better field position here to start. Up close to the 30. The visitors returning their offense and this running back to the field. And as some running lanes have closed, he's just found some new ones. Continuing to hit this defense, more good numbers well into this 2nd half. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Williams. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Awareness. Awareness is so critical of where those defenders are down the field to find that open receiver. But it's just as important, Kate, in the pocket. Having awareness of what's going on around you, the QB didn't. And the defense registers a sack.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Trying again, following the sack. Has him on the quick hitter. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
This defense didn't give up contain there, Kate. That was an instance where the more exciting plays were taken away downfield. And even looking to the tight end wasn't going to net them much.
This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Williams from the gun. Bails out of the pocket quick. Oh, he's going to run for it. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that's good for a Bears 1st down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Williams on the play action. Taking a big shot for the end zone. And he can't hang on. Touchdown in his arms. But it slips through. 2nd down coming up.
I just hate that. I just hate to see that. Everything on the play was done so well. Everybody did their job. But you got to finish. You don't get many chances to make that type of play for your team. You've got to come through on that touchdown.
Running behind center with Swift. And he's short of the 1st after a mile gain. They get about 4 there. Need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite of the big meal between them and the 1st down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
3rd down. Here's Williams. It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes.
Well, that's a major missed opportunity for the offense and a sigh of relief for the defense. Now you got to adjust a little bit, get some extra help on the back end of your defense to take those shots away.
Their punter making his way out now. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. And this one sails out. No return on the punt. This offense getting all set for this series. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Hurts to throw. Finds him over the middle. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Option play, they give it to Barkley. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. They go to Barkley again. Through the 2nd level at the 40. And he's finally brought down up at the 48. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Has a man, it's Brown.
Kate, if you and I took a whirlwind tour and watched young quarterbacks, the hardest route to complete is this one. A lot of them could throw go routes and slants and drags and in cuts, but throwing that out route takes some time, takes some precision, and a whole bunch of trust between QB and receiver.
2nd and 3. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Well, the odds aren't great when you throw into double coverage. Normally you see one of the defenders make a play on the ball. 2 men nearby, and that's a missed opportunity for the coverage to make an impact play.
Loose slated downs to approach here from the 40. On 1st down, Hurts. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Running back sent in motion left. From the pistol, Hurts. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right. Trying to find his tight end. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Throwing here, Hurts. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st. Now they send their back in motion right. 1st down throwing for Hurts. Getting out to his left. He's going to keep it this time. And he's able to get this down to the 13.
Oh, man, those defensive players hate slippery quarterbacks. Near impossible to keep them hedged in or corral them behind the line there. He evades them long enough to turn a potential loss into positive yardage.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Hurts now from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Bend. Bend. Even good defenses, great defenses in this league, Kate, they're going to bend at times, but you never want to break. And when you get a sack in the red zone, well, that goes a long ways to helping your efforts.
Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. Running back sent in motion. On 3rd down, it's Hurts. Flush down now to his left. He'll make a big for it on the ground. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Well, I can promise you, that was the goal from the moment he took off. He kept his eyes locked on the chains. It's almost like he had a spidey sense. He knew exactly where to get in order to move the sticks and get that critical 1st down.
Option play headed right on 1st and goal. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Eagles now trail by just a point in the 4th. Jalen Hurts with the touchdown. Well, we all knew somebody was running with it there, and when the defender started flowing towards the back, he made the right call that he would be the one to run it in.
Yeah, he sure did. I think if he hands that off, this play does not end in a touchdown, but in a collision for his running back.
Yeah.
So not only is that running back thanking his quarterback, the rest of the guys are celebrating for that decision.
That one splits the uprights. And the Eagles bring it back to even. It's all set for the kickoff. Scott now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Chicago's offense trotting out there for another series. They struggled to produce on that last series, but better results ahead as they take possession here. The drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Williams. Catch is made down the right sideline. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They'll take that kind of passing from the rookie out of USC. He gets them the 1st.
He just made a difficult throw to the outside look elementary, Kate, and that's not easy. The placement, excellent. And it helps set his target up to put some more yards on that stat sheet.
So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. Now an inside handoff to Swift. And they bring him down at the 25-yard line after surrendering some good yardage. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Going to run again with Swift. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Flushed out of the pocket. He's on the move. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Working from the gun, Williams. Touchdown, Chicago! Well, this has definitely been a tight one throughout, Brock. So now that they've taken the lead, the question becomes, can they hold on to it?
And that question right there is one the defense has to answer. But this sure had the look of a drive where a coaching staff challenged that offense, saying, hey, we need a big drive from you guys right here. And sure enough, that offense delivers.
Yeah, no doubt. Santos now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bears break that tie and now lead by 7. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Fielded at the 7. He's stopped on the return at the 27. This offense ready to get going again now. Still time to go, Brock, but that touchdown has them down now 7. They've got to find the end zone here. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Smith pulls this one in along the sideline. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line.
That's pretty impressive, Kate. I mean, to have the awareness, the body control to not just secure the ball, but to keep both feet down on the sideline.
Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Straight ahead, here's Barkley. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No 3rd down required now.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Barkley on the shotgun handoff. And he's going to work his way almost to midfield. That's stopped at the 48. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Takes off right out of the read option. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
3rd and just 2 to go. They'll go from the gun with Barkley. Juke the defender. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. First and 10. Here's Hurts. Caught by the tight end, running that corner. And he gets in. Touchdown, Philadelphia! The Eagles now trail by just a point in the fourth. Dallas Goedert the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the fourth quarter that could go either way.
On for the PAT, and a make would tie us up late. The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the fourth. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Scott now to return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. This offense running out for a new series led by their running back. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here's Swift to start the drive. And he'll take this up to around the 30-yard line. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in Philly. Bears want to end it in regulation if they can. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Throwing from the gun. That's going to be caught by Carter. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. He manages a gain of 8 there. And that's a Chicago 1st down.
That pitch and catch won't show up as a big play on the stat sheet, but it gives his own defense a little time to rest and gives an offensive coordinator a new set of downs to work with.
Setting up to pass. And Willie, no, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
The challenge with so many sacks is it just disrupts everything in the rhythm and timing of your offense. All of these negative plays. Hey, this league and this game is hard enough when you're on schedule. All of these sacks set you behind the chains. Well, you've seen how disruptive it is for this offense.
And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Eagles loading up the secondary. Dime look coming. 3rd down. To throw. He has the first over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
There's no question the greatest concern there was just getting the 1st down. You want a high percentage throw, and you're not really concerned about big yards. Well, the drag route was perfect. He comes open in the short field. It's easy to zip that throw right in there and reset those chains.
He'll look to throw it. Pass caught by Adunze. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. Timeout Chicago. It uses its 2nd. Still one more in their pocket to use. To the line for a new set of downs. Only a lone timeout at their disposal. First down, here's Swift. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. They'll run now with Swift. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Give him 4 on that run. That's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
When you don't have great success on first down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
And it's a rare defensive win on the ground. He's caught at the line. So a timeout's taken, just 5 seconds left. And after the pause, we're going to see our last play of the game. So everything rests on the foot of Carlos Santos. So a timeout's taken, just 5 seconds left. And after the pause, we're going to see our last play of the game. Now it all comes down to the veteran, confidently marching out for this moment. He was money on his first field goal, Brock. His second coming a little inside of 50 yards.
Well, I tell you what, you get to this time of the game, you've got to have that reliable kicker on the sideline to turn things over to. That's the definition of clutch right there as they take the lead.
Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. One final shot here. The Bears closing in, and they'll get him. So the Bears take this one on the road. And with overtime in their back pocket, they weren't going to lose it at the end, but they still managed to set up the field goal, and he executed the game winner. What a memorable way to win it. Well, that'll do it for us, for Brock Heward and our entire hard-working crew. I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Bears winners as we say so long from Philadelphia.